What planet are you most curious about?
Well, my heart has always loved Pluto, even though people, Neil deGrasse Tyson says it's not a planet, but I've always loved Pluto. Um, Other than Pluto, Saturn. Saturn's my favorite.
Why is that?
Um, be I just think she's beautiful. Like, fun fact, did you know that Saturn and Jupiter can float in a bathtub if there's a bathtub big enough? But um
Really?
yeah, because they're gas giants. So they're like, we're heavier than Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter, I believe, are the four
Okay.
gas giants. But yeah, Saturn would be my a close second. Or first if Pluto isn't a planet. So,
So yeah, so it's considered like a moon then, or
Pluto.
yeah. If it's
So
not a planet, what is it?
it's considered a dwarf planet. But some people argue there's this outer rim of our solar system called not sorry, it's called the Kuiper Belt. Kuiper, Kuiper Belt. And so some people are like, it's just an object of the Kuiper Belt, but because it has an orbit, people are like, no, 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 but it's a planet. Um, but yeah, it's a huge uh, controversy, I guess. It still is. To me, it's a planet, but
Yeah.
to other people, it's just like an outward Kuiper Belt object. So,
If there was an event, say like an asteroid hitting Saturn, would Earth be affected
mhm.
or feel any wave from it at all? Or
I don't think so. So Saturn, because it's a gas giant, astrophysics people don't come for me. I would think that an asteroid would just get like kind of absorbed into it,
yeah,
because I mean not like absorbed, but like
it's like a ghost. If you have a ghost and it kind of like goes through it in a way.
yeah, I would people are gonna be like, she works at NASA. But I would think it'd be different if it hit like Mercury, which is like
Okay.
a rock planet.
Yeah.
I think if something were to knock Saturn off of its orbit, it would disrupt us somehow because it's so big, I would think.
Yeah, like how interconnected is Earth to the other planets in our solar system?
That's a really good question. I know um, in college I studied, I tried to study relativity, general relativity for my senior research, and I butchered it, but I learned a lot. And so if you think of planets on a blanket. So if you have a blanket and
Okay.
you have different objects on that blanket,
Mhm.
so let's say a bowling ball versus a golf ball. Bowling ball is going to have more of a curvature to the blanket if it's taut, right? And if you think of the bowling ball as our sun, that curvature is its gravitational field, right? And then if
Mm.
you have the golf ball, let's say is Mercury, it's going to have a lighter one. But these gas giants, because they're made of gas, I don't think they have a very huge curvature because their mass isn't heavy, if that makes sense.
Okay.
um but as far as interconnected goes, I think it's a very delicate like ballet balance where it's like, okay, if one goes, something's going to happen to the size of our orbit, or maybe how fast we rotate, stuff like that. I would think. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry.
Will we find out that answer through the telescope?
I would, that answer might still already be out there and I just don't know it. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to take pictures of our solar system. I think it's more focused on outward. stuff.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Something I'm
Just
curious about is so our sun has so much energy, right?
Mhm.
And we're trying to figure out renewable energy here on Earth. Is there like ever a point where we can like send stuff closer to the sun, absorb its energy, and then like zap it back to Earth, and
That's a
then
great.
have like infinite electricity and power? I don't know.
I have no idea. That's a really good question though. These are hard questions. No, I
I've
don't
got
even
some
know,
of
but
these questions are a little bit off the questions that, that I sent you. But
I know I'm like, we didn't plan for this. Um, no, but that's a good question. I know recently we sent, I want to say within the past year, the years have been molding since 2020, but that we sent an object close enough to the sun for something. And I didn't look into it too far. It was for a reason. And then I think it went into the sun. Maybe it didn't.
okay.
You can cut that. um, but yeah, that's a really good question. I'm not sure. I think we'd have to ask an astrophysicist
Okay.
if that's possible.
Get an astrophysicist
Like,
on the show.
on the pod.